Hello Bloomington, I'm Mayor Tim Busse, and this is the Council Minute for the week of September 29th. At our meeting on Monday, the City Council enacted a moratorium and began a study of airport parking facilities in the City of Bloomington. The moratorium went into effect Monday night and will be in place for no longer than a year or until the study is complete and any proposed code amendments are adopted. Some quick background. Right now, there are two off-site parking facilities in Bloomington: the Park and Fly and the Park and Go facilities in the northeast corner of the South Loop. There is also one hotel that legally offers airport parking to people who stay there, and the city has received multiple inquiries from other groups to allow airport parking in their facilities. And it's no secret that many hotels across the city allow airport parking for hotel patrons without required approvals. We also know that staff in several city departments are currently spending a lot of time working individually with representatives of those existing and potential airport parking facilities. And city staff are also working on the update of the South Loop District Plan, which is, of course, the area immediately adjacent to the airport. With all of these different balls in the air, the council and staff agreed that it makes sense to put a temporary pause on things, to do a comprehensive study of the topic, and look for ways to address a variety of issues in a comprehensive and consistent manner. And we all agreed that's a much better approach than working in a reactive mode and making one-off decisions. The study will include outreach and engagement with operators, and will look at issues like where off-airport parking is occurring, where expansion is proposed, the compatibility of those locations, and if there's a need for additional standards or design criteria. Some specifics on the moratorium: as I mentioned, it will last no longer than 1 year, and the council has the option of lifting it earlier. It prohibits any new airport parking facilities, which means the city won't accept or act on any applications or requests related to airport parking, and the city won't take any enforcement actions on existing airport parking facilities. In short, I think this is a sensible approach. Operators and users shouldn't see any major impacts. And while this certainly isn't a burning issue in Bloomington, it's one that needs a bit of clarification and structure. The pause on activity and a comprehensive look at the topic will give us exactly that. Also on Monday, the council approved the preliminary and final development plans for a partial redevelopment of the Southtown shopping center site. As I'm sure you know, the demolition of the former Herberger's and Toys R Us buildings has made way for redevelopment of Southtown. Being located on 494, right at Penn Avenue and American Boulevard, not only makes the site a prime redevelopment opportunity, but is also an important front door for all of Bloomington. The development plans approved on Monday call for a two-level, 120,000 square foot Dick's House of Sports retail building that would be located just to the east of the existing Kohl's store, and a complimentary 18,000 square foot outdoor athletic field on the north side along 494. A future development phase would consist of a 4-story medical office building. The plans also show the reconstruction of the parking areas for roughly the eastern half of the site. Right now, other than a small patch of lilac bushes, there is virtually no landscaping on the site. The reconstructed parking area would be brought up to city code standards with landscaping and lighting improvements. The current site is also very uninviting for pedestrians, so the plan calls for sidewalk connections through the parking lot, sidewalks to be added along Knox Avenue north of American Boulevard, and a connection to the Orange Line bus rapid transit and pedestrian tunnel under 494. If you watched Monday night, you saw that the council had a couple of lengthy discussions on separate but related development proposals in the Penn American area. And during the Southtown discussion, we talked quite a bit about land use, density, and what this prime piece of real estate could or should look like in the future. So I'm going to get just a bit wonky on you here for just a moment. A majority of Southtown is zoned C3 Freeway Commercial Center. Large-scale retail shopping centers are an intended use within the C3 zoning district, and obviously that's what Southtown is. But a roughly 3-acre area, for scale that's slightly larger than a downtown Minneapolis block, at the northwest corner of American Boulevard and Knox Avenue is zoned C5 Freeway Mixed Use. Splitting the zoning like this is kind of unique, and it's the result of a negotiated development agreement between the property owner, Kraus Anderson, and the City of Bloomington to assist in implementing the Penn American District Plan. The Penn American District Plan calls for greater development intensity than what has been in and around Southtown since it opened in 1960. That northwest corner of American and Knox is zoned C5 with the ultimate goal of seeing high-density residential on that site. It's a great spot for residential, given its proximity to the amenities in the Penn American District and the fact that it's right next to an Orange Line BRT station. In this preliminary and final development plan, the City Council adopted a condition which maintains the expectation that this site will be used for high-density residential. Right now, there aren't any formal development plans for this area zoned C5. And one of the major reasons is because the sanitary sewer in the area doesn't have the capacity to support that type of project. Yet. But that's a discussion for another time. Work related to the Dick's House of Sport and the parking lot is expected to begin later this fall. Stay tuned for more updates. And finally, on Monday night, the Council had the first of our in-depth discussions regarding the proposed 2025 budget. Fire Chief Yuli Seal provided information on the Fire Department budget request for next year, and Deputy Finance Officer Kari Carlson gave an overview of the Strategic Priorities Fund. As you might recall, back in September, the Council approved a preliminary tax levy increase of 11.5%. I've talked in the past how a good chunk of that increase goes toward compensating the people who provide the outstanding services that Bloomington residents have come to expect, and toward the city priorities of public safety, police, and fire. The presentation we heard from Chief Seal brings those two pieces of the budget together very clearly. The proposed 2025 Fire Department budget would increase by just under $2.1 million. The lion's share of that increase would go to compensation for existing firefighters, the hiring of new firefighters in new full-time roles, and providing the necessary equipment for all of our firefighters so they can keep Bloomington safe. It was also exciting to hear that once again the Bloomington Fire Department will receive a federal SAFER grant this year. The grant of more than $6 million will allow for the expedited hiring of 18 additional full-time firefighters and will cover their salaries and their benefits for 3 years. This comes on the heels of a 2022 SAFER grant that also provided the opportunity to hire 18 full-time firefighters. The city's budget website includes the presentations and details from Monday night and a plethora of budget information. I'd encourage you to take a look. That will do it for this week's Council Minute. Thanks so very much for joining me today. Until next time, stay safe, Bloomington.